Welcome back to Smashing Heads Podcast. This is our recap for All Stars Episode 3. We recorded Double Agents Finale Part 1. Yeah, you know what happened. My name is Zach. I'm joined by my wife, Hannah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Best friend, Jake.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Very serial killer-esque on that one.
Yeah.
Was it?
You had a straight face.
Yeah, you stared straight
were
to the wall.
Yeah.
I was
there was no inflection.
I was in a daze. But I'll tell you what, I feel lighter, as does Han. We have pooped twice today already. And
We both have. High five it.
5:55 in the evening.
That was not a good high five.
If you're listening to this,
Yes.
you're on our main feed. You'll get this early. If you have noticed that there's not a Double Agents Finale Part 1 up, that's because it's only on our Patreon as of right now. And what we're going to do is when Part 2 of the finale airs, we're going to put those together as one big podcast for the main feed, but we wanted to get them up for our Patreon. So patreon.com/SmashingHeadsPodcast. We do have a couple of new patrons. I forgot to pull those notes up before we got in here, though.
And by the way, Han and I have pooped 2 times each, not twice between the two of us.
I don't think
And it wasn't together. We were in different
did not-
bathrooms.
I don't think
Probably at different times.
I think so.
I don't think anyone was asking for any clarity on that.
I pooped at about 9:15,
I wasn't up yet.
and then I pooped again at like 1:15.
My first one was around like between 11 and 12.
Can you just read these? Actually, there's an extra. So, did we do Brad last time? Did we get him in here?
If we didn't, we're
Start from Brad and go
We're doing
up.
it now.
starting from
We're
Brad.
gonna do some. I think we might have done Brad, but he's in our Slack group. I know because he's Bloodlines tier. So I know we've talked to him, but I can't remember if we did an official podcast shout out. So
All right,
I'm
well,
gonna let
shut
Jake-
up and let me do this. All right. So here's a quick thing.
There we go. Shut up and let me do this. So here's a quick thing, though.
Some people have been making ringtones out of this, so feel free.
I think one person has done it.
But
Well,
she
Carrie
said that
she was going to do it too.
She said that people love it.
Yeah, she did. She followed up with us.
so-
Dena. Which one is it?
Dena.
Dena.
That's what I said.
Why is
I said Dena,
you said,
and you went, what?
you said
it
Dena.
sounded like you said Nina.
It's like you're trying to say dinner and you're from
No,
Boston or something.
Yeah,
said-
let's go get some dinner.
I said Dena, and you looked at me and went, what? And I was like, is it Dena? And then you're like, no, you idiot.
Yeah, you idiot. It's Dena.
That's what I said.
I don't know.
So we're going to put some pauses in between these so that you can make ringtones if you would like. So, starting with Brad. Hey, Brad. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good end.
Hey, Cassie. How you doing tonight? Rachel. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Erika. How you doing tonight?
Wow.
It sounded like you said, "How do you doing
Yeah,
tonight?"
you did, I'm pretty sure.
Do you want me to redo that one?
No.
Was it
that's-
Erika?
That's what she gets. That's what you
Hey,
get.
Erika.
No.
How are you doing tonight?
How do you doing tonight?
Cassie, I believe she's been pretty active on the Patreon. I think she was preparing to move, if I'm remembering correctly. So she jumped in there to listen to the finale, and I was like, well, we got a whole backlog of stuff to listen to.
And you will love it.
And she's like, can't wait. And so I hope you moved well, because I hate moving.
Well, we've done, how many Redemption House episodes have we done? It's 20 plus.
20 plus, yeah.
I hope she's made it to at least 16 at this point.
So she joined on Friday. Today's Saturday. And you hope she's listened to at least 20 hours worth of stuff at this point? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's
not even possible.
No, it is, but it's man, she's not sleeping or eating or doing anything else.
She sounds diligent.
She does. Just for what we know about her, she sounds very diligent.
But we hope the move went well, Cassie.
I doubt it's happened. I think she was packing.
Okay. Well, you have to pack to move.
That's true, but it's not all at the same time.
Well, maybe she loaded it up.
Maybe. We don't know enough.
We
yet.
have been known as the podcast you listen to when you want to load up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's our superlatives that people give to us. That's in some iTunes reviews, probably. This is my Loading Up podcast.
Yeah.
Hashtag loading up.
5 stars. If you are listening to this and you would like to leave a 5-star rating,
We are the
that's help us.
go-to. We are the go-to pod for all the Uber drivers and when they load the food up and all the waiter drivers and DoorDash and
I'm a big supporter of Waiter. They're my favorite.
they're the biggest one in our town for sure.
But they're top notch every single time. Mm-hmm. They have not failed me yet.
That's a song.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So, yeah, you know what? Whether you're a waiter or a DoorDash or an Uber Eats or
we believe in you.
What are the other ones? We don't have some of them here that we have in other like.
Did you say Uber Eats?
I did say that. Yeah. Postmates.
Never done Postmates.
That's because we don't have it here. Shout out to you guys. Hope you are watching the challenge. Not while you're driving though. I hope people are tipping you well because we're in a pandemic.
I feel like there's. This is gonna kill me. There's another one that's on the tip of my tongue. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, but there's one in particular that's just. Hold on, sit tight.
Okay.
DoorDash.
We said.
We said. I'm going to just move this along. You can, whenever you jump in.
He's going to just interrupt and scream out what it is.
Grubhub. Grubhub's the one. That's the one.
Didn't we say that one?
No.
Oh.
That was the one. Instacart. I'm familiar with that.
That's
Seamless.
Kroger, isn't it?
Yeah, Grubhub was the one.
Okay.
That's a big one. I've done Grubhub before.
All right, thank you, Grubhub in particular.
We have an Indian restaurant here in Jackson. There's only one that delivers their food.
I don't remember.
Is it the one that's by the closed O'Charlie's?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That chicken tikka masala.
Hannah can't eat it because they use nuts and stuff, and so she doesn't ever eat there. It's good though. I've eaten it.
It's great.
I just get
that garlic naan with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I get tips from my Indian boss on how to make authentic Indian food from scratch at home, which I do. And garlic naan is my go-to. It's the best kind.
Real quick, if you are following us on social media, which you should, we get new followers every single week. At Smashing Heads on Twitter, at Smashing Heads Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You might have seen a post from either us or of Weston Bergman, where in his recap for All Stars episode 3 with his wife, he's wearing something pretty familiar to all of us.
That's right.
It's one of our shirts. You can get one to look just like him if he's your role model. Just smashingheadspodcast.com/store. Get it whatever color you want. He just likes black, so that's what we gave him.
He was also doing cameo.
He did some cameos with it.
He also was doing just a video on Instagram Live for like 8 minutes where he was wearing it. So he's a busy boy.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to him. He was sending people like $25 a piece to
get Uber.
Yeah, to get
cars.
Ubers and not drink and drive. And so he was just Venmoing people money.
That's a real king we support.
I don't like using that phrase, if I'm being honest.
That's the first time I've literally ever used it.
And
it felt weird. It felt weird to say that.
There are certain things that are overdone in today's society. One of those is
the royalty thing.
When said we talk about the challenge, when said challenge competitor did something noteworthy, and someone retweets it and goes, "Queen."
That's how they say it too.
Can we stop that? That drives me crazy.
Yeah,
it really does. Or king, I don't know.
I was on Twitter earlier today, and I saw somebody tweeting "We've got to stop calling people king who aren't really it, and just overusing it in general."
I never have.
Overusing it in general, and I was like, "I've never used it before," and that was just a few hours ago. I was like, "Let me test it out, see how it feels," and it was
awful.
weird.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I don't like it. I don't.
Well, let's strike that none of us will ever do that again.
Yeah.
I have. Not only will I not do it again, but I've therefore never done it. I've never called you king. I've never called you queen, and I refuse to do it because it's goofy. Y'all are great.
That's because I'm a princess.
Y'all are great. You're awesome, and I love you guys with all my heart. But I'm not going to sit back after Zach.
We found out your heart's in your butt last episode.
That's
right.
It's only on Patreon right now. So
even after Zach gets done editing a bombing pod, bombing being good, I'm not going to sit back and go, "King."
You should. I would appreciate it.
And after Han,
I want you hiding behind the door, and as soon as he hits post, I want you to scream that.
After Han over here sells a big house and gets the biggest commission she's ever gotten in her life, I'm not going to sit back and go, "Queen." I'm not. It's stupid. Stop doing it. Michael Jordan meme gif.
Jermichael.
Think about Jermichael Green.
Yeah. Stop it. Get some help.
Jermichael
Jordan.
Jordan.
Stop doing it. Somebody's gonna get mad at that, but I hate it.
I don't. Yeah, it's.
Don't do it to me. Don't repost this and at me on Twitter and go, King. Don't do it. I don't want it. I will reject it. I will. Can you untag yourself?
This to happen to you on your birthday.
Can you make a vow that anyone who does it, that you will block them?
Ooh, yeah.
Boy.
If they do it to you, you have to immediately block them on social media. You have to. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, you know
have
what?
to block
I'll
them.
do it.
You know what? You do that. If you do that to me, so I put up. All right, good example. I put up a picture of me and my brothers on my Twitter.
And on Instagram and on Facebook.
Some good looking guys right there, especially Jagger with the legs, and so he plays soccer. So he's got
I know.
So anyway,
Yeah, you need legs to play soccer.
number one in their district. My dad actually likes to talk about Jagger's lats all the time. He says he's got good lats.
That's a weird thing to say.
So
I don't like that.
Dawson likes to talk about his cake, his butt. I'm just here. But I put up a picture of us three last night, and you know what? If somebody wanted to retweet that and go King, you're blocked.
I just did it.
Blocked.
Oh, I gotta
Block
block
him.
now.
Do it right now. Do it right
I
now.
gotta
Block
block
him right
him.
now. Right now. Live on the podcast.
Here we go.
Show me right now. Show me with my eyeballs. To my eyeballs.
Well, let's get into our. He did. He
Blocked.
did it. I watched him.
Blocked. Okay.
That's what he's got to stick with it.
He done did it.
So test me. You're not even in my DMs no more, Zach.
That's because you blocked me.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get into All Stars episode 3.
By the way, that may have been one of the most top-notch opens we've had.
Is it?
I think it was very seamless. It wasn't out of control. It was the other night, Han and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't. No one
you
else
were
hears
legitimately-
it. No one else hears it.
You were
It's only
upset.
Patreon. I wasn't upset.
It was last night, wasn't it?
Nope.
Night before last.
I wanted to just get into the show, and then
You almost stopped recording, to which I was like, no.
yeah, because
Let it go.
because we weren't doing anything.
But that's what makes us us.
It
is
was
that
so
we don't
we
do
don't
funny.
do
anything.
anything.
It was so funny.
Hey,
It was great.
All Stars episode 3. I didn't know, or I didn't remember that Tech and Ruthie were on the same Real World season because I didn't watch it. So to have them open the show naked with previously on the challenge, which again Hannah thought, I don't even remember what she thought, that only happened on this season.
No, we talked about it in the last episode, and you're like, you guys, ugh.
When she doesn't know how to respond, she goes. "Ugh."
That's good, man.
When she's trying to make a point, but she can't remember what the argument is. She's like, "You went, blah, blah, blah."
Mm-hmm.
You're just supposed to fill in the rest.
You know what I was talking about.
Do you know Kendall's a Komodo dragon?
There are fantasy points there.
Yeah. Do you know how Komodo dragons legitimately kill you?
There's saliva.
They have bacteria in their saliva, and they use their teeth to rip your flesh open, and that bacteria gets into your bloodstream, and then it slowly kills you. And so when they bite animals, sometimes they'll hunt in groups. I don't know if they exclusively do, but they'll all try to bite them as much as possible, and then they'll just follow them around and wait for them to die, and then they eat them. And then so it's a slow hunting process. Hannah didn't know until about a week or two ago how big iguanas were, and she did not like that.
Don't bring it up. I don't like to think about that ever.
She thought they were this big, the size of a gecko or something
Komodo dragons?
Geckos are not that big.
No, iguanas. But iguanas get to be 4 feet
They got
long.
those eyes.
That's
They
chameleons.
do have eyes
Chameleons are the ones with the weird eyes.
Okay.
that change colors.
Lizards run together for me.
They're all the same.
I guess
Though
you,
there was,
I
they
guess you
had
guys don't know any.
they did Anaconda and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's not.
That's
a
a snake.
But they also did a movie called Komodo.
Oh,
Same sort of principle. Just killer Komodo dragons.
Except it's not a snake.
They don't.
Loose in a swamp.
Okay. those are Komodo dragons are basically
What's
like
that?
real world
What's that
dinosaurs.
one where it's a crazy crocodile or alligator that's in a swamp
Lake
and it's
Placid.
eating
It's
Lake Placid.
It's in a lake.
Lake Placid.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Swamp
Yeah.
Placid.
That movie is burned into my brain and lives rent free in my head, and I think about it all the time. I don't want to. I'll be sitting at work just like minding my own business, and all of a sudden I'll think about the scene where the girl is shaving her legs and she's like shaving off the top layer of skin, and it's just she's just sitting in a bathtub full of blood. I hate it.
Cabin Fever.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
That's actually a fun movie.
I hate it.
Fever?
Is that what that's?
She's talking
I
about
don't
Lake Placid.
know.
That is not Lake Placid.
Then
Yeah,
I've
no.
seen both of those.
Yeah.
Cabin Fever is a completely different movie.
Completely
Then
different.
I've
It's got
seen
Sean
both of
from Boy Meets World in it.
Nope.
Then maybe it's a sequel that does.
Whatever one that one is, that's the one I think of that one scene at least once a week, and I hate it
Because
so much.
they get some sort of disease from drinking the water.
Yeah, Ryder
Yes.
Strong's in it. He's in Cabin Fever.
Is that the same movie? Let me see the.
I don't know. I don't know if we're mixing so many things together. This has nothing to do with All Stars. Ryder Strong is in Cabin Fever for sure.
Who is Ryder Strong?
It's Sean from Boy Meets World. It's one of the few things he did after Boy Meets World.
He hasn't done anything else though, has he?
He did Girl Meets World.
I didn't watch that. I heard it wasn't very good. Anyway, that scene where like they've got the bacteria and she's sitting in the bathtub and she decides to shave her legs.
Lake Placid is just about an alligator that eats people.
Yeah, I've seen that one a handful of times.
Well, then what
I
are you
guess they're
talking
all the
about?
same.
Yeah,
to
Cabin
me.
Fever's fun. I like that movie.
Yeah, I don't like either one of those movies. Which is the one where the lady has the farm at the edge of the water and she feeds her chickens to the alligator?
Probably Lake Placid.
I haven't seen Lake
And then
Placid. I know
she
I've
that.
seen it on
she
TV.
fed a cat. She like took one of her cows to the edge of the water and called for the gator crocodile. Those two are the same to me. She called for it to come and
Alligators
it
are small. Crocodiles are big.
and it ate
Crocodiles
her.
have the long mouth.
It ate her cow.
Alligators they're more fatty. I think you got it backwards.
No, crocodiles are the big ones. I think you got it backwards.
I don't think I have it backwards.
Alligators are the ones that are like in like Florida and stuff. Crocodiles are the ones that are like.
Crocodiles are faster.
I don't
They're
know. I
both
don't know about
fast.
that.
That's true. That's true. Drop in our comment.
Dropping our comment.
You just told me that you don't know the difference between like an iguana and a chameleon and all that stuff, and you're dead
Just
set.
an alligator and a crocodile.
Alligators are shorter. They're the smaller. Of
They're
them.
fatter. They're bigger. They're
No,
thicker.
they're not.
That's true.
They're not.
They're
100
fatter, they're bigger,
Jake,
they're thicker.
I will bet you as much money as you want. Crocodiles are the bigger ones. They're the more aggressive ones. Alligators are the ones with the skinnier faces. Crocodiles are the ones that live because I've seen them in person in Kenya and stuff.
I've seen them at the zoo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, clearly you don't know what's what. Crocodiles are the bigger ones. 100%.
We should go to the zoo. I've been asking for a few months. The Memphis Zoo is my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a date thing for me, Han. That's a
No, we can take a group.
No, I've got to have a girl.
But we can go together with
Guys,
other people.
Alligators and crocodiles are massive reptiles, though crocodiles are the larger of the two species.
You didn't specify the amount of money that you want to bet.
I didn't matter. I knew I was right.
I don't think that's right.
It's too bad.
I don't think the internet is right.
The internet's been wrong before.
If you ever get chased by one of those, you're supposed to run in a prolonged zigzag pattern because they can't turn very fast. Now, if you run a straight line, they're going to get you. But you gotta You gotta run. And if a crocodile grabs your arm or leg or whatever, and they start that death roll, you gotta just roll with them because otherwise you're done.
If a bear attacks you, just stick your fist down its throat.
I've told you this.
You should punch a shark in the nose if it bites you. Because it'll make them cry and let go.
And then if you get stung by a jellyfish, you're supposed to have someone pee on it.
Mm-hmm. And then you step on the jellyfish to kill it.
Is that true?
No. You'll probably get stung again.
Yeah,
That's not true.
I don't want to be peed on more than I have to be.
Well, this was a great
Just the
little
one time is enough.
segue.
Now it's a disaster.
Segue
The
away.
opening was fine. This is a disaster.
How'd you feel about Nehemiah and Jimmy teaming up? And Jimmy speaking very highly of her challenge prowess and her skills in the game, which, from my viewpoint, as someone who's watched every season she's been on, she's not good at the show.
Well, he was seeking political advice from her.
Physically, Nehemiah is fine. A little bit. Like he doesn't like, and he said it, I don't like to get involved in like the politics side. I just want to kind of play a straight up prove myself type of game.
But he's best friends with Wes. He should know better. Also, that should be who he looks to for political advice.
They're friends because they kind of balance each other.
I know.
So, quick shout out to Kiana on Twitter, who tweeted at us. I don't know if you saw this
today.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
She said, "Is it just me, or are y'all chuckling at how Jimmy speaks about herself in regards to the challenge? I've watched almost every season, and IDK what Jimmy I guess what she is talking about. Little typo there. It's fine. It happens to the best of us. I guess she can fool the old heads who haven't watched the show since 2002. So, Kiana here.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, yeah, if you're talking to, like, Tech or Hosella or whatever, people who said they haven't watched really in a long time, sure. But, like, I mean, it's if you had Jimmy on, like, a main show, like, nobody's afraid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just is what it is. Like, when has she ever proven that, one, she's dominant in any aspect of any part of it, like physically, politically, whatever? She gets in fights a lot, but that doesn't mean you're good at politics. I don't know. I just was like, she's like, basically, when you look on the past, they're like, what's the phrase, like, with rose-tinted glasses, where everything looks better in hindsight. And I think that's kind of what's going on here, because I've never... I mean, how many seasons has she done at this point? 5? 6?
I don't know. Somebody look it up. The only thing I can think is it's a very different environment this season. And if she is one of the more experienced players on this season, and also she's done 6. One of the freshest players, that may be the upper hand that she is playing to her advantage to make her seem more intimidating to the other people in the house. Which, if that's a card that you're dealt, use it.
Here's the thing. She's done Battle of the Seasons Battle of the Seasons like 2012, like that weird one. Rivals 2, Free Agents, Battle of the Exes 2, Dirty 30, Vendettas, and Final Reckoning. She's won only 4 dailies, so less than 1 per season. And in eliminations, she's 2 and 4. And I would assume 2 of those wins were on Rivals 2, where she did make the final. But I don't remember who she was partnered with. Do you?
I don't.
Let's see. Camilla.
Okay.
That'll do it. That'll be why you make a final. That's a weird Rivals partner.
Yeah, I can't really remember the beef there.
Again, like, she's won $7,500 total on the show. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just, there's some other people, like, on the show. Darrell is a 4-time winner. Derek's a 3-time winner. Like, there's people on this show who've won a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just interesting that that kind of came up.
Well, what else was interesting was Beth's relationship with Jimmy. Felt like it came out of left field. I didn't see anything in the last 2 episodes that would point to this direction, but Beth absolutely loves Jimmy and calls her long-lost daughter, refers to herself and Jimmy as Madonna and Britney Spears, to which I looked at Zach and said, does that mean they're going to make out? Because Madonna and Britney Spears did that on stage one time.
Good callback, Ham.
They kissed. They didn't, like, make out on stage.
Regardless. Anyway.
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. And then she also had the quote about Jimmy, she's always going to have mama's back, which I kind of felt like, oh, I wonder if Beth is projecting again like she did with Nehemiah, and Jimmy doesn't feel this way, and she's going to backstab her by the end of this episode or next week or something.
They did set up some things with this episode, because they showed the previously on, and it was showing like Nehemiah had a chance to save Kendall and he didn't, and so that obviously comes into play later. One thing that this is not anything to do with the actual episode, but Paramount Plus, the app, sucks still.
Oh man, it's bad.
It's really bad. And so Jake had started watching this episode before us, And so, for some reason, he didn't finish it, but he left it.
The last 5 minutes.
He left it right when the elimination was starting. And so, Paramount Plus doesn't have a way, at least we were watching on our Xbox Series X. Shout out to that. We went to watch it. There's no way to restart the episode or to do anything like that. And so, we click on the episode, and immediately, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is who's in elimination. Thanks, Jake. And
welcome.
So he kind of screwed us on that, so I knew what was happening.
It's all your fault.
I didn't know who won, but it was showing Nehemiah and Tech together, and I was like, oh, great. That's clearly who's going in. So that made sense why they showed the flashback with Kendall. The way we had to start the episode over is I had to go back to episode 2, fast forward through the entirety of episode 2, and let the credits play. And
also, I don't know if it's like this on the Xbox, but on PlayStation, it fast forwards so...
It's weird.
Slow.
Yeah, it's weird.
So slow.
You know you can speed it up to like 2 times, 3 times.
Okay. It's super slow.
Yeah. It's
Y'all
just,
don't think it's slow?
It's just a bad app. Like it's
really not good.
It's got good stuff on it, but anyway. Beth and Cyrus get into their old nicknames thing, and Cyrus is naming everyone. I didn't write any of those down because
I didn't either.
They're not going to come into play, I don't think. And this is where I I didn't realize Tech and Ruthie were on the same Real World season. Also,
Tech loves being Nekkid. Not naked, Nekkid.
I mean, it's real pretty where they're at. I kind of want to go there.
But that Nekkid, that's a term in the South.
Is he from the South?
I don't know. I don't know. I did say at one point to Zach, I said, Tech looks like he lives in the French Quarter of New Orleans.
Okay.
And probably walks around with a cane. Just for fashion, for show.
I mean, he's got a lot of cool hats.
So he could be a Southern man.
But you thought he had a cake.
No.
By the way, just for reference, so I said Jimmy had done 6 seasons, had won 4 dailies, and won $7,500. Mm-hmm. Tech did 1 season in 2000, and he won 3 dailies and $6,800 in that 1 season.
There you go.
Wow.
And it was so far before that.
Quality over quantity.
I liked Tech. I did enjoy Tech on the show.
I kind of wish he had stayed a little longer, but obviously I don't want Nehemiah to go home early.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it says where he's from. He's from initially Illinois, but I doubt he lives there now because he's been an actor and some other things like that. So I'm assuming he's in Los Angeles.
Well, you know what happens when you assume.
He's in LA. That's what we're going to do. We get into the daily. It's a daily we've seen before to some extent. They called it Melt Away. Basically, they split them up into how many? 5 teams of 4. And the one difference in this one, I think, Jake, do you remember the other times when they've done this? I think it was just you had to melt the ice to a certain point, right?
They did this in Rivals 3. I know that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why did I think the last time we saw this, it was bars of soap?
They have done one like that with like Corey and Ashley Mitchell and some of them. It may have been on
that would have been
Bloodlines. It may have been Bloodlines.
They've done it where it's more like a rounded pole.
Yep.
And you got to get the numbers under the ice.
Yep. I don't think that was ice. I think it was soap, like she was saying.
That was
so.
Soap.
There was one
soap.
where it was soap.
Yeah.
Okay, because the flashback they showed, it was ice, and I was like, why is my brain thinking that it was soap?
They've done the ice, obviously, from the flashbacks a long time ago. But they have done soap before. Soap's easier, obviously, to get through. Like I think so. This was a good idea to do this, but as we know from the first daily, the water was like 49 degrees, so it's not that warm when they were doing this. So working through ice when it's not hot outside is a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should have done soap.
You know, I like it. I like the idea because that's what the challenge used to be. It was, you know what, we're going to make people do uncomfortable things. All the people are going to be in Speedos or bikinis, and
it's
they have to
going to be very
compete.
tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, and like it's just fun. And TJ did say at the beginning there's a plot twist. If you break one of the shields, it's a 5-minute penalty, and you got to put them in order from there. And I think there's 4 shields total, so like 2 in each block of ice per team. I have who's all on the teams, but it doesn't really matter.
So the names of the teams, this is what got me. They started off copper, then gold, then silver,
black was before silver.
And then went to gray and black.
It-
Why did they do 3 metals and 2 colors? They could have done platinum and bronze and been done with it, but no, they had to ruin it.
I gotta be honest with you, and I really didn't care either way about it. So
It bothered me so bad that it ate away at me the entire daily. I had a hard time concentrating because I was like, why did they do this?
That's
Why
kind of
not-
bizarre, Han.
Why not pick either 5 colors or 5 metals? Don't mix it. It's so stupid. Pick one or the other.
You know, first of all, they said black before silver.
That's true. They did say black before silver.
Regardless, they started off with at least 2 metals.
They did. Well,
Before
the
changing-
first daily was copper and silver. Those were the 2 teams.
Yep, that's 2 metals. They're in the same
Well,
family.
silver is also a color.
That is true, Han. So you could argue that only
Copper's a color.
gold is a color.
Yeah, so you could
Yeah,
say
this whole theory is flawed, Han.
It's
It's you know,
I think they were thinking like a certain color scheme to fit.
it
with
does
the
fit within
All-Stars.
this.
Then
They
do
all fit within
red,
the scheme.
blue,
Red's not
But it's-
green,
no.
Red's not-
yellow.
No,
They
we've
used
we've
to do
gotten all-
brown.
What is this? Wild and Crazy Kids?
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
I love that
I
show.
almost said Wild and Out, but
No, I hated that one.
That's red and black.
they
They got a red team and a black team.
All they ever do is red, green, blue, yellow, pink. Let's get some neutrals in here. Huh?
This is showing
Olive,
sophistication.
Tan,
Yes.
beige.
No, you just named like 3 browns.
Olive
I know
is
it's
a
not. I
green,
know it's not.
dummy.
Listen, you're the one who's so caught up on all this, and they're all colors.
Yeah,
It bothered me so much.
That is a wild,
But
wild
after
thing.
this, what pulled me out of my pit of despair was that Jimmy confirmed Beth being mom, to which I was very surprised
Is okay.
because I
Why was that something that pulled you out of like a dark place?
because I was so sure that Beth was projecting again, and then Jimmy's like, "Oh, Beth is like my challenge mom," and then she said Mark was her dad, and I was like, that's an interesting pairing." And then it cut
they're
to
about the same age.
yeah, and then it cut to Beth, who was doing the most in this.
That's what you
she
should
was
be doing.
moaning and yelling and saying, "Yeah, give me more."
Good
it was
for
just
Beth.
so
Right,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
Good for Beth.
I did not like it.
I felt more comfortable watching that than when you said, "What a king" earlier.
Yeah.
So they did have water tanks that they could dip in to help kind of melt the ice some. I don't know I know you saw it when Alyssa was. What I wrote down was that she was summoning Captain Planet because it was like
I thought she'd summon the Scorpion King.
I remember Captain Planet.
Captain Planet was a good show.
It was really good.
No, it rings.
Yeah.
One of the kids had a really stupid one. I don't remember which one it was, but it was like fire, water, and this guy's like grass.
What if she did? What if she summoned the CGI version of the Scorpion King?
Would it
from
still
the
be
Mummy 2.
Would it still be
Where it's
Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, which, by the way, those Mummy movies are amazing. That is Brendan Fraser at his finest.
It's also like before he dropped off the face of the earth.
Man, those movies are so good.
They are great. Those were some of my favorite movies ever made.
So good.
I used to watch the crap out of them. Just replay them all the time. All the time. Very much agree.
Yes.
I don't agree with that, but that's fine. These were the Captain Planet things: Earth, fire, wind, water, heart.
Heart.
Yeah, heart's the last
I
thing.
remember that. It was stupid.
You know, Don
didn't
Cheadle
make
played
any
Captain
sense.
Planet in like a mini thing not too long ago.
true?
Yeah,
When? I didn't know about that.
not too long ago. I could just say
Okay, cool.
Don Cheadle, famous for his role in Space Jam 2.
it. Yeah, that's what he's famous for.
Yep. Not anything to do with the Avengers.
After she, summons Captain Planet, TJ takes a timeout and gives everyone one hammer because they're not melting very well. And, we heard, I think, Darrell in a confessional earlier talk about, I might pee on it or whatever. Hannah caught, right after they handed the hammer, she's like, hold on, rewind this. After they got the hammers and they're going in,
Tech pulls out his hot dog and pees on their ice.
Tech legitimately
They blurt it out.
whips his dick out. And
I missed that.
They blur. It's fast.
I caught it the first time, and I said, it was like 5 minutes later, I was like, did Tech pee on the ice?
You don't see him pee, but you see him like get up on it to pee, and then they blur out his crotch and then cut away from it real fast. And I was like, I think Tech's peeing on that.
Yeah, there's some. They got to be some fantasy points there.
We already know from early on in the episode he doesn't mind just being out in front of everybody.
He loves being naked. But like, here's the thing: before it happened, I was thinking in the back of my mind, if they can have if they can grab handfuls of water to dump on their eyes, why doesn't somebody just pee on it? I mean, it's the challenge. Who cares?
Jake,
Cook peed on herself in the middle of an elimination.
I could not pee in front of all those people around me. I don't like using public bathrooms.
I can't.
I don't either, but I think if I willed myself to do it, I could do it.
So it's like it has a mind of its own. I want to pee.
Yeah, I got you.
I think it's not that I don't want to pee or that I even care that anyone's around, but it does.
It's not your wiener. It's like your insides.
Yes.
It's like there's a
Your
valve
gut?
that's shut off.
So I kid you not.
It doesn't even make it to the penis.
If I'm at a stall and someone's behind me washing their hands,
Yep.
I can't go.
Oh, I
but
gotcha.
I swear to you, as soon as they walk out the door, it's like a river. It just flows
that's how
right
I
out.
am. That's how I am.
Do you guys have little
wildest-
construction workers inside your guts that just flip the lever?
That's the thing is, like, I'm not mentally thinking like I don't want to pee yet. I don't want to pee. Like, I want to pee.
Yeah, I was like, I would much rather it just happen.
yes.
It's very annoying.
Oh, and that same train of thought, just guys, if you have. Here
we go again. I know exactly what this is.
Let's just say 6 stalls. That's a fine amount, right?
Sure.
And let's say I go to stall number 1. Do not come to stall number 2 when there are 4 other open stalls. Do not stand right beside me
5
and do
other.
that. That is weird.
In American bathrooms, it's very weird because there's like all the doors have like cracks in them,
And you can see in and out.
and then like you can see all the people beside you, like all the feet. Like when I've gone like overseas, into Europe and stuff, it's not like that. They're like secluded rooms. The stalls are like full walls with normal doors, and you're just like, oh, this is much better. Like why in the U.S. is it like, oh, let's use sheet metal and hope nobody peeks in on you? It's just weird.
No, it happens a lot too, especially
I know.
especially like when people bring their kids in and their kids, like, I've had it happen. Some little dumb toddler poked their head underneath my door to say hi. Didn't know who I was.
You should have peed on him.
What was his name? Todd?
No.
Todd the toddler.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen several times throughout the last couple of years on Twitter, just like Europeans or people just basically in other places of the world that are like, why is the U.S. like this? It's so dumb, and it's so much an invasion of privacy.
It's just weird.
It's uncomfortable.
Like it's like we have like the best like well, I don't know, but in the world, but like we have like sophisticated technology, and like we're not a nation that's like struggling to get it together, and it's like, this is fine. We're good. I don't get it. So I could not pee on the ice in front of everyone. It just wouldn't happen. I would just keep, I guess, scooping water out of the bucket and then trying to carry as much as he could over there. That's why everyone was spitting on it. For some reason, with the Hammers, what team is she on? They gave Alyssa the hammer for the gray team, who has Tech, Ruthie, Alyssa, and Yes. Arissa's arguably the least strong person on their team. Like, I don't even know if that's arguable. All the other teams are like, Mark had the hammer, and like
Darrell.
Yeah, the biggest guys on their team, and they're like, Alyssa, you got it. And it's just like, that was an interesting choice. But maybe she had Captain Planet's heart in her, and
she did summon him.
That'll push her through.
Yep.
The gold team finishes first, but they broke a few shields. Silver second, gray third, black fourth, and then copper is last. And that's Nehemiah's team. So obviously he was the captain. He's going into elimination. And then for some reason, Tech just starts like going at Nehemiah specifically,
like calling him out, talking crap. And Tech wasn't even on the winning team, was he?
the winning team
was the gold team.
No, Tech was on the 4th place team.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the gold team finished first, but they broke 2 shields, and that created a 10-minute time penalty, which meant Darrell's team was the one that actually won the daily. So Darrell was the one that saved. Tech was not safe from elimination, and he chose to go off on Nehemiah, which I thought at first it was like joking.
Sorry,
and then,
they got 3rd, not 4th. But
okay,
yes,
well, I thought at first that Tech was joking, but then he kept going on, and Nehemiah called back, and I was like, oh, he's doing it in good fun too. And then the longer it went on, the more uncomfortable I got.
Well,
and I was like, oh, they're not really joking.
Hopefully Jimmy will be there to call Beth her mom, so it'll pull you out of the pit of despair.
Did that really make you uncomfortable?
Them yelling at each other?
It didn't make me uncomfortable.
Out of all the yelling segments we've seen over the years, that one made you uncomfortable.
It made me incredibly uncomfortable.
Really?
I don't like confrontation, and I don't like people getting in arguments over like stupid things. And like, they were
for $500,000.
I know, but they were. It was stupid that it started, and it went from lighthearted to very intense and very serious, and it made my skin crawl.
I think I just feel like you're swinging from one side to the other on your emotions during this episode.
It could be.
Because you went from like, oh, this is the most uncomfortable thing. And you're like, well, Jimmy's sweet, loving mom talk pulled me right out of it. And then now you're back in it.
No, that didn't pull me out of it. It was...
You said out of the pit of despair.
I know, because it just grabbed my attention. It's not that it made me feel a certain way. I was just like, oh, okay, sure.
I would argue
it was like a distraction.
I would argue that the Ace stuff was way more significant than this.
Oh, I was really uncomfortable with that, too. I was very uncomfortable with that.
How did you feel about Trishelle and Katie?
It's different because they're best friends.
They were cussing each other till 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was...
But this one bothered you.
I feel like that one would be worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, for
and
whatever reason...
Before anybody harps on me and Zach for discrediting hands...
That's not discrediting. It's just
not discrediting.
Wondering.
I legitimately wonder, because I sit back and I don't think a thing about it.
Well, and Nehemiah even said, he's like, I thought Tech was joking. And
until he wasn't.
And then he kept going, and he's like, and then it just kept...
And I guess that's my thing, is like, you've got 2 people here that I think at the end of it had 0 beef. Now, Nehemiah eventually is like, all right, well, since Tech wanted to pipe up, throw him in elimination. Mm-hmm. But you, on the other hand, took it so much to heart that it was as if they were yelling at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
we're getting to the meat. This is what I want to hear right here. Now we're getting to the meat of it.
I figured it out. I think what really bothers me is if it's 2 people that know each other really well, like some of our friends. If some of our friends that are like best friends started getting into it, I wouldn't be as freaked out, because I know it's not going to, like, ultimately it's not going to do anything. But if it's people that don't really know each other that well or are not as close, that's when it bothers me.
Interesting.
Like people that are kind of friends but not best friends, I don't like it. Mm-hmm. But I certainly don't like when I am in the sphere of confrontation. It makes me want to rip all of my skin off of my body and set myself on fire.
I feel like, again, you're swinging from one side of the fence to the other, and it's just like you're on a swing, and like one side is like extreme despair and loneliness, and then the middle is like where the swings rest naturally, and that's like a normal state of mind. And then when he's on the backswing is like, I want to cut all my skin off and set myself on fire. And you're just like...
I mean, that's heavy,
You're just swinging as hard as you can, and you're never hitting that middle point. Just get off the swing. Like, that's what you need to do.
You guys, you don't understand how much I hate conflict.
We have been reviewing a show for 3 years at this point.
And this is the one. This is the argument that made you want to set your skin on fire.
No, I was talking about people that we know. I said, if I'm in the sphere of conflict,
we don't know Tech. I mean, we've met Nehemiah.
I'm not talking about Tech and Nehemiah. I was using the example of if our friends, or if someone who is kind of friends,
Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Did Tech and Nehemiah make you want to cut your skin off and set yourself on fire?
No, it just made me want to leave the room.
Well, that's a little more rational then.
What makes me want to cut my skin off? No, rip my skin off, not cut it. Ripping would be more painful, and then set myself on fire. Is if somebody has a conflict or confrontation with me, or I am in the direct line of fire between two people.
So you just go into self-destruct mode, and you're just like, I would rather die.
I would rather die than be in an argument or a conflict with someone.
Well,
I would rather
that's
die.
not true.
Except for you, because
Exactly.
I'll put you in your place.
I can't wait till me and you get in a verbal altercation hand.
Jake, it is so hard for me to get upset with people.
See me, I'll have it out with anybody any day. I'll have it out with Zach here.
And I love like trash talk, especially in the heat of like the moment. I love it.
Well, I like trash talk. Like,
That's what this was.
No, I like trash talk if it's like with me to you guys, because it doesn't mean anything. Like when we go to play tennis, I love to trash talk because it's just funny.
Which, by the way, we're supposed to go in 20 minutes, and that's not happening.
It's just funny that I think it's funny that I do that. But as soon as I mess up or lose a game, it's just like, whatever, we'll try again, because I don't really care. But if I'm telling, like this, there's something happened the other day, and I told you guys, I was like, just drop it, just leave it, please, for the love of God, leave it alone. Yeah. And Jake got upset.
That's because also you misconstrued the situation.
I did.
But because if it can even come across as someone being upset, I don't want it to exist.
It was through text,
and Jake got upset, and I was like, Jake, I'm not upset about this. This is what happened. And because texting you back, Jake, I thought I broke out in a cold sweat just to respond to your text. And I thought I was going to throw up. It was at work, too.
No, it wasn't. It was here. You were here.
It was here. That's right.
I'm sorry for all the pain.
Which it was not.
But if I ever feel like, and I would expect us all to do this, we've actually talked about this before, I would ask that if either of you guys ever feel like I'm out of line, or that you don't quite understand where I'm coming from, call me out on it. That's why I sent you the text I did, because I was like, well, hold on a minute now.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm comfortable enough with you that I would feel okay to speak up if I felt like something wasn't right.
If you see something, say something.
But if it were anybody else, there's maybe like 2 or 3 people I would actually speak up to if I thought that they were in the wrong. Literally anybody else, I would just have to be quiet, hold it to myself, and die of implosion.
That line of thinking, Zach, that if you see something, say something, is
it's on all the subways.
Well, that's it's the opposite. TSA about terrorism.
It's the opposite of the bye-bye man. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it. You ever seen the bye-bye man?
What are you talking
Somebody
about?
knows. Somebody knows.
I've never heard this in my
life.
life.
Oh, y'all know the bye-bye man. God. It's a movie. There's a whole thing. Tweet, comment at us if you know the bye-bye man.
Why would I? No, this of course. Now that I'm looking at it, this is something that you would watch.
I love dumb horror movies.
It's got 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it looks like a Sting / The Crow ripoff.
I'll tell you another one.
That sounds exactly like something.
I'll tell you
one
one even better is that stupid Truth or Dare movie. You've
been talking about that.
That movie is great.
Lucy Hale's in that movie.
I think she's attractive.
I
too.
love her. You know she's from Nashville?
Pretty. Yeah.
She's a Nashville native.
If I can get her number sometime, I'll try.
So after all of this, I'm glad we had that deep.
Her birthday's right before mine. I think it's the day before mine, because I always thought we had the same birthday.
Everyone's birthday is right before yours at some point. Gotcha. Mark sits down with Nehemiah, and basically Nehemiah's like, put Target on his back. Let's just give me him. So they go to deliberation. Tech just volunteers. He was going to go in anyway, but he's like, let's just go eat. Let me go in. And then Jimmy has a problem with that.
Well, first, Derek calls it legendary, and then immediately after...
there's a lot of hyperbole coming from Derek's side.
And then Jimmy feels the complete opposite.
He's like, there's people that have been in this before, but nobody's ever done anything as cool as this. And I was like, I can think off the top of my head just Jordyn in Free Agents wanting to go against Bananas
and then flipping
all
every
of them.
card.
That's a much
that
more,
was so dramatic.
Yeah.
It was so
It didn't work out for him. It didn't work out
but
for
it
Tech
was
either.
it was great. It was a great move. Did you catch Mark's little quote when he was talking to Nehemiah? He said, "Why make another enemy when Tech was already popping?" They used the word popping a lot in a 30-second conversation.
You know?
And it just really stuck out to me.
I didn't make a note about that. And I'd already moved on to the deliberation because we're already running long.
Yeah.
So they did have a night out that looks like it's in like a barn bar thing.
There was a dog.
There was a dog.
We love dogs.
We do.
Alyssa looked like she fell asleep in the corner.
Maybe it was a boring party.
I don't know. Ruthie and Kendall then kind of talk about like what the lifesaver means because Kendall has it at this point. And I thought the lifesaver move, because I haven't gone back and watched all those old seasons in a while, I thought the lifesaver basically functioned the same way every season, but there were some differences from season to season, it seems, because Kendall's like, well, in my season it worked this way, and then Ruthie's like, well, the season I did, it worked this way. And Kendall just doesn't want to have to throw someone else in. She would like, if she could save someone, she, I guess, wants a revote or something like that. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to be the one responsible. I don't know, but
I really doubt that's how it would work.
I think you would have to say who you want.
I saved Tech, so therefore I'm throwing in Big Easy,
which is better from a drama standpoint, anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Jimmy wants Nehemiah to get Big Easy somehow. Like, I guess
she told Nehemiah to go and talk to Kendall about saving him and throwing in Big Easy, which we came to find out. Zach and I talked about it. I was like, I don't think she can save Nehemiah. I think that she can only use this lifesaver on the person that was nominated.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's a punishment for losing, which is what we've talked about needs to happen in the new seasons.
I love that. So it wouldn't even benefit Nehemiah to talk to Kendall in the first place.
Yeah, again,
like it wouldn't do anything.
Jimmy is talking like she's got this like mastermind of political moves, and it's just like there's not been a track record.
Well, it wouldn't have done anything. And then Kendall, I think, is drunk because she's running around to literally everybody in the house. And she's just really loud, talking about how she doesn't know what she's going to do yet.
Kellyanne at one point was like, hey, let's bring it down.
She tells her to be quiet. And then there were a few people that said Kendall was busy power tripping. Even Darrell at the end of it said, she was power tripping and then it didn't even come to benefit her. Like, she didn't use it the right way. Some people were saying she was just going around trying to make every guy in the house nervous about like, oh, she might throw you in, so be nice to her.
It's an individual game. I mean, you do what you got to do. After that, we get the Jimmy and Nehemiah like cuddle session or whatever, which they made it seem like more happened. And he got on Twitter and he was like, just by the way, I am 0-5 on hooking up on challenge seasons, and that is going to continue. Because they made it look like him and Beth got together on whatever season that was, and it did not happen, according to him and Wes.
So he almost got with the mom.
No, he didn't. No, that's the thing.
And now he's almost gotten with the daughter.
You only live once.
Yeah.
That's his motto. So after that, for some reason, Anissa's outside telling people that Ruthie's paranoid, and then Ruthie hears it and then just jumps in and is like, F you, Anissa.
I didn't know they had bad blood beforehand.
What was it? The Duel 1?
Yeah, it's been so long ago.
Well, they showed clips of it. That's the only reason I remember. I think Anissa had told her one thing and then kind of went against her. And, they just don't gel, I guess. And Ruthie took it very personally. See, that was a more confrontational thing to me than Tech and Nehemiah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like it either.
Okay.
Trust me.
Then we go into the arena. And at the arena, I just was like, I don't have a clue what this elimination is. I saw there was like tiles with different colors, but I didn't know if it was like you're throwing the ball at something or, because we just seen that on Double Agents. But basically, Nehemiah comes down. TJ says Tech is the nomination. Kendall, do you want to save Tech? And she's like, well, what happens if I do? And he's like, well, you gotta just do it and find out.
Typical TJ.
Yeah.
Typical TJ.
And
apparently she took a while because she couldn't decide what she wanted to do. Which I thought it was very smart of Big Easy. He only had to hear his name float around once to wear a uniform underneath his regular clothes just in case he got called down there.
yeah, that was smart.
That was a smart move.
To be prepared.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Tony Allen.
Yeah.
You gotta milk that horse.
Get signed for the year then.
Yeah. So the elimination is called going out of tile. Basically, you got to break all the tiles of your color, and then there's ones on the ceiling you got to break.
Hopefully, they didn't have any grill.
Which that was a good name for an elimination.
I mean, it's better than like Mission Tile Punch or whatever they would have done on
which
Double
is what they
Agents.
would have called it.
Yeah. So then, like, TJ pulls out a black glove, and like, I was like, "What's happening?" And
He's gonna give everybody exams up their buttholes for
They
their
call that-
hearts.
That's an enema, right?
no, it's a prostate exam.
No, that's not an enema.
An enema is when they like put a tube in you and like flush you out with water.
Oh my god!
Did you not know that?
Up your butthole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
It's
To get everything out of you.
You can do like coffee enemas and stuff too, where it's like coffee that goes in and like it just flushes the inside of you out, and then you like poop water out for a while.
It's like a neti pot, but for your butthole.
No, but
yes,
no.
it is. You can
We're not doing
disagree
that.
with it.
Not
but
in this house. We're not doing that.
Were you thinking of a suppository?
What's an enema?
that's
Am I-
what we just
we
told
just
you.
talked
Okay.
about it. Were you thinking of a suppository?
No.
No, he,
Okay.
well, who was it? Wes, when Wes was so sick on whatever the last season was that he was on, he said Kyle had to give him a suppository.
That was this season.
Was it this season?
He was on
Or was
Double
it,
Agents?
Yeah, but I think it was Total Madness he was talking about.
Okay.
Wait, have you ever had a suppository?
I'd prefer not
Well,
to.
when I was a kid, I remember I had to have them just because if you're throwing up, like that's the easiest way to stop it because you don't throw it up. But it is like a gel cap that goes right up your butt, and then like your butthole like absorbs
Clenches
the
it
medicine.
and is like,
That's
yes,
how alcoholics sometimes
get drunk.
like if you've heard butt chugging and stuff like that because it happened at the University of Tennessee Knoxville. It was a big thing. A kid died. And
It happens
it's
all
'cause your liver-
the time.
your liver
there.
doesn't filter anything. It just goes straight into your bloodstream through your butt. Do you remember the show 1,000 Ways to Die on Spike?
Yes.
There was a guy on there that had just had a throat like surgery to where he had one of those things that you had to hold up against like a hole in his throat so he couldn't drink but he was an alcoholic. So he got his wife to put a wine bottle in his butt, and then he died from alcohol poisoning because a whole bottle of wine went directly into his bloodstream. So don't do that, guys.
Yep.
Jake is very uncomfortable with all of this.
I don't
You started off this episode with a butt talk.
I don't do butthole stuff, guys.
You didn't even know what enemas were.
Yeah, I don't do that. I won't do it.
So
You won't do butt stuff, or you won't do enemas.
there's one in the same.
Take it or leave it.
So TJ makes both of them eat 2 Carolina Reapers, which I thought he was going to have them like, all right, go, and whoever chews it up and gets done fastest then gets to start. But it's not. It's like, oh, you just have to eat them both and be kind of miserable. And
I'm okay with it.
That's how
I was fine with it.
I was like, this elimination's not hard, so I get kind of like doing like a mental aspect to it. It's
It's a physical aspect too.
It's a good elimination because anyone could win, right? It's not pole wrestle or whatever, something like that. It's not hall brawl, which we've seen 4 times on Double Agents.
When he pulled out the bag of Carolina Reapers and laughed maniacally like he did, that was just another reminder, which I think we said it in the last recap of episode 2. TJ is having a lot more fun on this season than he is Double Agents.
Absolutely. I've seen so many people talk about that. Like they're like TJ on the normal show and it's like him not smiling or anything. It's like TJ on All Stars, and he's just laughing, having the time of his life. Also in Patagonia is really, really nice too, so that probably helps. But yeah, he's having fun. Whenever they do start the elimination, Tech throws up right when they start running, and then they start playing one of my favorite 90s bands, I guess. The Eve 6 song is Inside Out. If we did songs for this podcast, that would be a good one for us to use.
Solid song.
It's a great album, just overall. Yeah. Nehemiah wins, but it's close. Like,
yeah, he barely wins.
Like, it wasn't one of those things where editing like cut it to be really close. Like, he was like 5 feet ahead of Tech, and that's why it's a good elimination because you never know who's going to win. But I did like Tech. Like, I didn't watch Tech on his Real World season. This is my first real introduction to him. I knew who he was, but you know, I kind of wish he would have stuck around a little bit more.
Me too.
We wish him nothing but the best here at the headquarters.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
We got a lot of fantasy points to give out tonight.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. So
Okay.
I don't know if you just want to shang right on into
We got to do our superlatives first.
You guys start that off while I pull up the fantasy points.
Okay, Jakey, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Ruthie and Tech for nudity.
Smashed heads?
They smashed some heads.
I agree with that. Mine was the Carolina Reapers.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna for who smashed some heads. I guess I gotta give it to anybody who got in a fight. You almost made Hannah set herself on fire.
Yeah, that's who got. Hey, unanimous over here. That's who got their head smashed. Was
Oh,
Hannah.
no, I had myself written down.
Yeah, that's unanimous across the board.
So I guess that. So that's mine. So who got their head smashed?
Han.
Me.
Oh, so that's what we're
that
doing?
was what
That's
we
the
put.
unanimous.
Gotcha. Okay, I got confused by your wording because I was pulling this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake. Let me just pull this up here, and we can get going. Why is it so many this week?
A lot of good stuff happened.
Oh, I got to put John A on here, so
Yes,
if
you
she gets anything.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's go.
All right, first bare bottoms.
Actually, before we start, Hannah, text our friends who are supposed to play tennis with and tell them it'll be at least 7:30. Just say 7:30.
The first bare bottoms, 15 points to Tech and Ruthie.
Ooh, I spelled his name wrong on here. Just realized that.
Yeah, you did. Kendall and Latarian in their own club, 5 points.
All right. I spelled Kendall wrong, too.
Kendall is a Komodo dragon per Hisela. 10 points to Kendall. It's a solid animal.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy and Nehemiah political sessions. 5 points to Jimmy and Nehemiah.
I thought you were going, Jimmy and him.
Okay. Jimmy only getting better with age. BB. 5 points. Nehemiah's sipping tea. Everybody likes that. 5 points to Nehemiah. More Kendall yoga sessions. 5 points. I swear there's a shot of her doing yoga every episode. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ruthie has 20 nicknames. We'll give her 10 points for that.
Half point for each one.
Oh, Kendall's nickname is Kendall. That's solid. 5 points. Let's see. Beth and Cyrus love Jimmy. 5 points to Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Because she's loved.
Yeah, I gotcha.
She's also Beth's long lost love child. I cannot talk. 5 points to Jimmy.
She's just a long child.
Also, Jimmy's a luck charm. 5 points. Lucky charm.
Good God. Learn to talk.
Beth is a mama. 5 points. Well, look at that fish jumping. Big easy. 5 points. Oh, Tech and Ruthie just like to be naked. 5 points each. But Tech loves to be naked. 10 points to Tech.
Ruthie just likes it.
Yeah. Did you give him that 5 too? Mm-hmm. Okay. Alyssa and Ruthie deep dives. 5 points each. Alyssa just wants people to be a mirror. 5 points. Ruthie doesn't really trust anybody. That's a -5. Alyssa also just wants to be a source of comfort. 5 points. A comfort mirror. Katie does not like blocks of ice. -5. Derek still playing with us 17 years later. 5 points. You know what I realized looking at our teams? All of our first picks have literally done nothing to this point. All of us. All Alton's done is wore fishing outfits.
Yeah, Mark Long, Derek, and Alton. So that's the problem with we're picking long term, like for winners.
Yeah.
Not necessarily who's going to be the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Hasela is bringing heat. 5 points. Beth twerks. 5 points. Big run on just crazy little random points here. Derek, Anissa, Latarian, and Jeanne have the Challenge Mania mind. Should be a Smashing Heads mind. -5 to all of them.
You're going to have to give me those names.
Derek,
again.
Anissa.
Hold on. There she is.
Latarian, and Jeanne.
-5 to the alternate.
Yes. Anissa is no stranger to humping, riding, and being wet. That is 15 points right there. Triple sandwich for the Copper team, 10 points. The Copper team is Big Easy.
Hold on, man. All right.
Hasela.
How many points? 5?
10.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Hasela.
Nehemiah.
All right.
And Katie.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Jimmy just walked in on her parents doing it. -5. We got DJ Big Easy, 5 points, and Scratch Disc Casella, 5 points. We got Kellyanne twerking on the ice over here, 5 points.
All right, first points for her.
Nehemiah ain't seeing no crack in his eyes, -5. Arissa is summoning the Scorpion King. 10 points. Tech understands. 5 points. Big Easy's butt is numb. -5. Darrell's ready for the hammer. 5 points. Kellyanne thinks Alton looks sexy. It's a 5-pointer right there.
To which one?
Is it Alton or Alton? And what?
I think it depends on the person saying it.
Alton.
We'll just call him A.
So he gets 5?
Yes. Darrell's been studying. 5 points. I don't really remember the reference there, but
he was studying the order of all seasons from 1 to 36.
Because Jimmy's like, no one could ever say 1 through 36 in order as fast as I can.
And then Darrell was like, I studied the whole off season.
Tech peeing on the ice, according to you guys, that's a 10-pointer.
He at least whipped it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
okay.
10 points.
Yeah. We'll give him 15, 5 for whipping it out, and then 10 for going through with it, peeing. 10 points to the gold team because they completed it first.
You gotta tell me.
That is Mark, A.
Oh my god.
Just say Alton.
Beth and Jimmy.
All right.
Let's see. Tech, I guess he yelled at somebody if their house is burning down. It's a good thing to let somebody know. 5 points.
I think it was to Nehemiah because he lost.
At one point during that, Kellyanne just threw her leg straight up, like totally vertical here.
Okay.
That's a 5-pointer because that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Nehemiah is ready to take heads off. 5 points. Let's see. What? Hold on. Yeah, okay. -10 to the Copper team. They got last place. That's Big Easy. Nope. That's not right.
It's Nehemiah's team.
That was the... Yeah, okay. Big Easy. Hasela.
Yeah.
Nehemiah. And Katie. Another -10 to Nehemiah. He goes straight in. But silver wins. 25 each.
You're going to have to give me those.
That is Cyrus.
Finally, you got something.
Darrell.
All right, here we go.
Kellyanne.
Oh, these are all on my team.
And Kendall.
Not mine, but I'll take 3 out of 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Zach. Darrell is safe. That's 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Kendall has the lifesaver. That is 10 points. We get to the deliberation. Don't worry, everybody. Tex got this. That's 5 points. Let's see. Jimmy is pissed. Thinks it's stupid. Can't say I disagree with her. 5 points. Alyssa is sleeping during the party. I can relate to being tired. That's 5 points. Let's see. Jimmy doesn't want to be stuck in a house with Big Easy. -5 to Big Easy. That's mean. Why is Alton playing with helmets in the back? 5 points.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Jimmy and Nehemiah love session. 10 points. To Jimmy and Nehemiah.
Yeah, I figured.
Nehemiah just needs a soft touch. That's all it is. 5 points. Anissa got too loud. -5. Here we go. Anissa and Ruthie blow up. 10 points.
Each, I'm assuming.
Yes. Anissa ain't listening. 5 points.
For not listening?
Yeah. John A. just wants to give hugs. That's 5 points. Ruthie finally gives in to the hug. 5 points to Ruthie. John A. wants to help. Doesn't know how, though. -5. Oh, maternal instincts. 5 points to John A.
So she's back to 0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ruthie just wants the good people to win. 5 points. Hisela don't want to see nobody else naked except for Tech. 5 points to Tech.
Oh, okay.
Anisha just wants to wear undies to the elimination. 5 points. Nehemiah and Jimmy morning after river talk sessions. 10 points. Jimmy just wants her big spoon. Nehemiah and tact. 5 points to Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Big Easy got clothes on under his clothes. 5 points. Kendall's gut is talking to her. 5 points. Could mean she had to go to the bathroom, but we won't.
We know what that's like.
Yes, we do. Anissa's over this. 5 points. Mark is relieved. 5 points. Nehemiah with the slitting throats gesture. 5 points. Let's see. I actually thought they were about to get an enema when TJ put the gloves on, so I gave them -5.
But
each.
you didn't know what an
I
enema
didn't.
was.
Just give them -5 to Nehemiah and Tech.
Did you think it was a prostate exam?
Yeah, I did. Alton's still going fishing. 5 points.
I liked Yes's outfit.
Yeah. Do you want to give him points?
No, he's on your team.
Let's see. Tech's booty hole's burning. That's a -5 right there. And now they're yakking rather. -5 to Tech and Nehemiah. Let's see. 5 points to Tech because he's running while throwing up.
Yeah.
Or throwing up while running, whichever you want to say it. Nehemiah has a fire-breathing dragon in his body. 5 points. It's pretty cool. Nehemiah wins 50 points. Tech loses -25. They're both still yakking. -5 to each. Nehemiah doesn't know if this makes him look sexy. -5. Also, Ruthie is sad. -5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your fantasy segment of the week brought to you by Starter. Just do it. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. And we're back. Again, that segment was brought to you by Starter. Just do it.
So very, very close week this week.
Across the board?
Across the board.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
Hannah ended up with 150 for the week.
Okay.
Jake had 165, and I had 160.
Wow.
So all within 15 points.
How about that?
Basically running through everything. Mark Long got 10. Nehemiah got 65. Ace has been eliminated. Beth got you 15. Katie got you -5. Kendall got 65. And then Latarian was at 0. That's where he got 150 total from.
Okay.
Jake, Derek got you 0. Ruthie got you 45. Anissa got you 30. Big Easy ended up with 5. Jimmy got 55.
Hey.
Yes got 0. And Alyssa got 30 for 165 for the week, like I said. And then Alton got me 20. Darrell got me 45. Kellyanne got me 35. Tyrus got me 25. Trichelle's eliminated. Tech miraculously ended up with 25, even though he lost.
Okay.
But he got naked a lot, so that helped.
He did get naked a lot.
And he peed. And then Hasela ended up with 10 for the week. John A was at 0 for the week, just all in all. But so going into week 3, coming out of week 3, going into week 4, I'm in 3rd place with 320. Jake is in 2nd with 375. Hannah is in 1st with 385.
Ooh.
So it's
we're all in the 300s.
Yeah, it's 300. I'm down by 50 points, but you guys are within 10 of each other. It's close.
Zach, you now have 2 players eliminated. Han has 1. I have 0.
Yeah.
This is going the total opposite as it did with double agents.
Yeah, where Hannah didn't have everyone eliminated until week 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. It's all pretty close. I think in the other one, Jake, you're just now hitting the 600s, and we're already halfway there, 3 episodes in. So it's also been a more entertaining show, arguably.
It's true.
So, like we said at the top of the show, patreon.com/smashingheads podcast. Check that out. It's got the Double Agents finale part 1, but that will go into the main feed with the part 2 whenever that airs. And other than that, merch, smashingheadspodcast.com/store. You leave us 5-star reviews on Amazon, not Amazon, on iTunes. Although you could on Amazon. It'll do something, I'm sure. On iTunes and Spotify and all that type of stuff. And follow us on social media at Smashing Heads on Twitter, at Smashing Heads Podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
Have a good night, everyone.